Today's video, I'll be talking about the pressure situation, the drama, considering the fact that your friend Zeal has been caught up lately in some allegations with another co-developer on the team that Zeal works on this game. If you don't know about pressure, it's mostly a game considering about lore of Urban Shade, the Halo division, specifically about how you kind of go into like this whole game, right? You go into like these um, submarines. You kind of go to the Hiddo black site, and the black site's like a abandoned thing. And basically, what happens is um, you're inside of a place that's like a hazard zone. You're trying to like escape by getting to floor 100, 150. I forgot what specific floor, but I think we start at 100 first, and we go down. It's changed quite a lot, and I haven't really played this game for a while, so to kind of be kind of honest with you, I don't know what happens, but right now the drama is really considering the fact that someone basically raped someone and then they kind of just stopped and then they kind of just they did some really sensitive things to this person, and um, allegedly this information could be false, them being a rapist, them not being a rapist, it could be a lie, it could be a truth. um, your friend Zeal kind of is an interesting developer. He's not like the one I consider to be like that type, but who knows? I'm not close to him or whatever, but I just really find it funny how in dramas like this, there's a ton of issues, ton of lore accurate things that you wouldn't really expect. But mostly than that, I think it's really fascinating how like in general this game has gone a far way. I remember like a long time ago, like last year or so, or like 2023 to like 2 to 3 years ago and a half. This game was just in beta testing. It wasn't like in full progress development, but it is interesting how far this game has come or gone. Anyway. Basically, a lot of stuff has happened since that rape thing happened. On Twitter. Basically, only on Twitter. I'm not sure what this means for your friend Zeal, if he's going to jail or if he's okay. But I think he almost committed suicide, unless that was a setup that he did himself and trying to gain people's favor. Because there's like a lot of hard truth evidence on Twitter from, was it Zin? Yeah, I forgot what they were called, but one of the few things to know is that rape is a serious topic, especially if it's during a while ago. I believe it was, what year was it? So during the RDC last event hosted by Roblox, and yes, the whole Roblox company had a huge event that they were hosting and stuff like that, but besides the point of that, I do find it dramatically bad for especially survivor victims of like rape, and it's like the whole thing, but it is sad to hear this news that and I mean, if Zeal did this, that's terrible. It could be people gaining leverage through that by not being on his side and not caring about the situation. It's serious. People just want to like have some selfish implementation by like just stealing his glory. Like the project itself, Pressure, is a huge major success. It's not like a stupid project. And he's unique and smart because he says a lot in like his interviews with one particular person. I remember he says like Pressure is just like doors. You should go play doors. I don't really know. Like he's not like into his game success fully. Like he doesn't really care about pressure the game project. And it's funny to me how he's like, now he's kind of caring, unless that was a lie. I don't know. But it's really fascinating how the game has come towards this crash landing of an experience, like a crash landing of this game of Roblox being, like, no pun intended, like, just there's like a lot of allegations though, like a whole lot of crap that just spins out of control. And like, it's especially with people, you can't trust people nowadays with their information, especially someone that just kind of arrives on the scene is kind of like, hey, this person raped me, oh no, is that true? I don't know. um, so a lot of this has to be done in court, a lot of this has to be done in general. Allegations, they're serious, especially if it's IRL. And if you don't know about real life, we'll get a life, because that's really serious. And I hope Zeal is okay though. If he tried to commit suicide, or if he tried to do that, they said his suicide attempt did fail, but who knows? He could try it again. And a lot of bad things can happen though because of that stuff, the allegations, the and the allegations in general were very, very serious. So he basically lured her, maybe not lured, but there was some trust. There was some, uh, not foul play. That's like a murder if the case. But this is a really serious topic. This video. I do find it bad that it did happen, with quotes, if it happened. I'm not sure if it happened. There wasn't really as much I can say. I mean, like, evidence is hard to even gather at that time. If she was like, not the, I don't know if she drank. I don't know what she did. Half of what their stories are don't make quite much sense. And in the full reality piece, it's probably because of how this is just a situation happening. And there's a lot of human errors, a lot of mistakes. Like in this video right now, it's really hard for me to talk about this, like in general. And I'm like out loud, and there's like a person in my house, in the house with me, and it's like, oh man, you know, terrible topic to mention. But the topic in general has to circle around how Zin or Zim, something, Zen, I don't know their name, but a developer that does the music for this game, so every single part of the music that you do here is her work. And on a natural scale too. It is very interesting how in some events there's slim chances of this being a true story, this being a false story. His evidence doesn't really support any much of him being able to get himself unclarified. Of course, probably wasn't even expecting the evidence to happen or drop on a document file that she wrote, and her friends told her to ease up and release the file. And basically, I want to make a joke. This is the Zeal files. I don't support any of them in general. Like, I mean, Zeal, I don't know what to say, man. If you, I mean, so far what I can say, allegedly, if you did rape someone, that's messed up. And I just want to say again, like, I believe you did fully, if there's a lot of drama, but I believe it now that he probably did, because of like a lot of harsh and a lot of evidence. But I want to also say, could that be really the truth behind that? Is there a lot of evidence supporting his claims, what he does, what he even did to her? I have no clue. I don't have any idea what happens in the hotel room, to be honest with you. I mean, like, if they're going to a place, him being playful, I suppose there is evidence behind that. You know, there's a lot of things with that that I don't find great about how that's worded. Words are very deceiving, and a lot of words can trick people into thinking the same thing that I would think. So I want to be very ensuring to people, like, be careful what you do, read here. and just don't trust a single word someone says on Twitter. Because it's like, I mean, it's really weird. Like, just the events happening with developers is just nonchalantly kind of confusing. And it's kind of hard to even understand how that works. Like, um, Pressure is a masterpiece. The reputation of developers, for example, is different. Every developer I've ever seen on Roblox being exposed is kind of weird, it's kind of annoying, but it's how we find the most sinister of things in society. And if this is an actual rape victim, that is very serious. That is terrible. I'm sorry that you did get raped. I forgot your name, but it's very unfortunate that they had a story, they had a lore. This became lore. It can't be taken seriously right away on Twitter. But then it's like, okay, Twitter's not the best place, so where do I start? I'm not sure. Evidence is really hard to disclaim here. Evidence is really hard to gain once it does happen, the events, and of course, for recuperating, I hope that process does go fine with her. Um, I'm not sure if she is even okay at the moment, but I think she's okay, reasonably so. But moving on to that point, basically, just don't trust people on Twitter. Honestly, I wouldn't believe your friend Zia. I wouldn't even believe them. Like, this is just a weird thing that happens, and it's gonna happen a lot. Um, a lot of jokes aside, just be glad you don't have Twitter, guys. Be glad you don't have much crap to deal with. But I just want to play this game just to say goodbye to it afterwards. But the game is gonna probably be destroyed because of zero reputation. Blah, 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 crap like that. I don't really care as much about her, about Zeal. I mean, Zeal I do care about, but because really I can relate if he has a mental issue and he is a manipulator. I did hear or heard that he's somewhat a manipulative person. Am I? Not at all. I'm not at all manipulative. I mean, I could be, but I'm just not that like crazy. Like manipulation on YouTube thumbnails, on Twitter can happen. Like the text message, the docs, everything can be fake. Discord messages can be fake DMs. This new Dead by Daylight game, similar to Forsaken, for example, can be that same thing. People trying to scare other people into believing something, even by force. They can even force things to happen, like bot accounts on Twitter to say something. There's a lot of things that happen. The world is filled with these lies. And I'm not putting it under the rug, though, the Twitter messages, the events. I'm not saying that you should ignore it. I'm saying you should adapt to it and expect it to happen a lot more. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of details that in this game I come back to and I'm like, it has a lot of hard work. And all these employees that got paid and decided this game, like I would hire them, but I don't have any money. Like I can't pay them. So it's like, I am a game developer in some way, but I'm not that bad if what he did was actually what he did. And if he did screw Zeal, like screw him. I just want to say, um, the sister Zin had like a brother, older brother, allegedly an older brother. I think it is her brother. Um, who did say a lot of stuff on Twitter, and that is impressive that he's brave enough to do that. So yeah. I did see a lot of videos recently about how pressure is really good. I like pressure as a project. Now for Zoo to step down would be really good, but then some people as well cannot be trusted as well on this dev side. I mean, like a lot of devs can be exposed as well, not just Zeal, Zim or Zin as well. There's a lot of people that we got to kind of find, and what I mean by like find is like to seek out the right information, the right things, the right evidence. And I hope that Creedcraft has made a video. I'm pretty sure he might have or may not have done that, but some dramas that include people like dying from a Roblox game. Like this kid, she had a seizure, but that was a lie. Um, a lot of these things, just for attention as well, is quite terrible, and it's quite illegal. That should be illegal. That should be something that you should go to jail for. Like just lying about a situation, lying about something that's really a very serious, I mean, very serious topic entirely. Um, this stuff will get very bad. I feel like it'll get very, very bad. I like to also address if I am wrong on my situation, on my words, correct me so in the comments. I don't mind. Um, I will try to read the comments if I can. But this video isn't really for content. It's more about choose. Choose.
I'll just